Well, last weekend, Phillie kindly asked me around to his house so he could interview us. And while I was there, I took the opportunity to ask the legend himself, Phillie, a few questions of my own. And here's the results. After this video, I will leave a link of my interview in the description down below so you can go onto Phillie's YouTube channel, subscribe and watch the interview of me. Aye, that one. Catch it a bit. I'm here today with Phillie, top YouTuber, great Sunderland fan. I've got a few questions to ask him to do with how he first started out and also vlogging. And here we go with the first one. How did you meet Kazza? And the YouTubers want to know, has she got a sister?
Right, I met Kazza. I was DJing at a bar in Whitley Bay, and she came in. She was with her husband at the time, and we just had a bit of banter and got on really well. And then later on in life, we both ended up, because I was married, and we both ended up divorced, and we happened to just bump into each other one time, and then it went from there. And that was God, quite a few years ago now, about 15 years ago, and we've been married for 10 years. And sister, yes, she has got a sister, but she's minging.
Oh, poor lass. I'm sure she's not.
No, she is. No, Julie, we're only kidding. All right. So, yes, she has got a sister. Right.
Right, so how long have you been together? And has she always had this amazing sharp wit?
Karen is the funniest person I know. And people with me, they see me on stage and they think, oh, he's dead funny. And I'm absolutely not funny. And in real life, the normal me, I'm pretty boring, really. But Karen is just so sharp. I wish I had Karen's wit. If I had Karen's sharp wit, you know, then the show would just be amazing. I mean, I've done this show for years and it's not changed that much, really. So when you see it the first time, it's all right. But when you've seen it a few times, but yeah, Karen is just amazingly funny. So far funnier than me. I'm better looking. So go on then.
Definitely.
Thanks.
How does Kazza feel about your other love in life, Sunderland Football Club?
She's all right with it. One of her early experiences was she just moved over and in with me living in Sunderland, and we'd been beaten off the Mags, and I never used to take it very well, and I'd come home and I know she's a Newcastle fan, but she's from Newcastle, it's her team, she doesn't really go, you know, she's not a massive fan. So we'd come in, we'd been beaten, and she went, what's the matter with you? It's only a game of football. So, well, I kicked the door, I kicked the cat, I stormed out, I was like, and she was like, whoa, what's going on here? So, but it was Derby Day and we'd lost, and you know, it's like, you just knock yourself. But no, she's fine with it. She doesn't necessarily enjoy going to games, but that's what makes the vlogs funny, because she doesn't really want to be there. But
oh, that's brilliant.
No, she's all right with it, really.
Champion. So, Phil, what got you into Sunderland, and how have you coped with the last couple of bad years?
Well, I was born in Wigan, so it was a big rugby town. And when I was 10-year-old, we moved up to Sunderland. I'd never been to a football game in my life. My dad took me, and once I'd been out, it was under the lights at Roker Park, and once I'd been there and seen that game of football, that was it. I was hooked. You know what it's like? It's that feeling. And I love Sunderland to death. And because I love them so much, it pains me, because yes, I do work at a bar in Newcastle. You know, I've got to earn money. It pays the mortgage. It's bread and butter. And unfortunately, you can earn 4 times in Newcastle what you can in Sunderland. So, you know, if I had the choice of working in Sunderland, it would be great to do that. I've got to earn that sort of money. But it is what it is. You've got to, you know, when you've got a family to support and a mortgage to pay and what have you, that's what you have to do. And it's when people say, oh, he's a mag, oh, he's doing his show for the Mags than he's doing for Sunderland. It's nonsense, you know.
I think most fans understand anyway. So.
Well, most do, but it's the ones, and it hurts me because I love Sunderland so much. If I didn't love Sunderland and I just did it as a job, then I would do Sunderland one week and I'd do Newcastle the next. I'd be earning double the money, but I could never do that. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it, and you know. So it's when people accuse you doing that what hurts a bit. But
I understand how you come from, because there's some Sunderland fans out there don't like what I do.
Yeah,
but it's Marmite. Yeah. People, lovely people hate you.
That's it.
You take it or leave it.
The last couple of years, though, you know, it's hurt when we lose. Yeah. On a Saturday night, you're depressed. You go into work and you think, and it was terrible. And you know, I've had a season ticket for as long as I care to remember, and there was a lot of games that I just didn't go to. I was thinking, I was going to the games, and I was just thinking, I can be doing better things. I had other things I could be doing, and it wasn't enjoyable, and it was dreadful. And when I was losing in the Premiership, I was thinking, well, at least if we go down, at least we'll be winning every week. It'd be great. And of course, then that happened, and it was. But at least this season, it's happier times.
Happy days.
There you go.
Phil, after meeting Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven, who is your favourite?
I love them both. Charlie was a hell of a sport when he got up on stage in the Wheat Sheaf, and fair play to them. The idea was Stuart was going to come down to the show at the Wheat Sheaf, couldn't make it, and this is what I love about them. He knew he couldn't make it, so what he did, he sent Charlie in his place. He didn't just say, oh, you know, I didn't turn up, or you know, so he did that. And Charlie was a great sport, but then we had Stuart up on stage in Blackpool. He's a great sport as well. And what I do like is, when we've done the forfeits, if you don't do this, then, I mean, the first one I said, then you go invite me and Karen at the director's box. True to the word, you know, we was invited to the Bristol Rovers game, was up in the director's box, and I enjoyed the day, and you know, they stuck to the word. Now, Stuart's agreed on one of our vlogs, on one of the earlier vlogs, we do a football challenges thing where it's hit the crossbar and all that. Yeah. And Stuart's agreed that him and Charlie will take us on for the vlog, so we're going to be invited down to do that. And it's just the connection we have with the fans. You know, I love them to death, and for all, you know, we've got this little issue with the vlogging. I can see where they're coming from, but you know, it's. I just think they're great. I think they're both great.
It's like a breath of fresh air compared to previous owners.
Absolutely.
You see, they're so transparent. They want to be with the fans. They go to the away matches. Like I say, they come on the stage, which you couldn't see a shot doing that.
They're approachable. You can, you know, when we was mentioning about the problems with the vlogging, then you know, Stuart Donald messaged me, you know, and you think, this is the owner of the club, you know, he's messaging me, you know, and you're like, and you can actually have a conversation, you know, with them, and that is what makes them different. They're approachable.
It's like when I had a shirt to donate to the Academy of Light, and the Foundation of Light. Yeah. I tweeted to Stuart Donald, and I got a reply, which was brilliant. Which you would never think an owner would do that.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have replied to you.
I'm sure you would. Right, Phil, what do you enjoy about vlogging, and what benefits can it bring the fans and to the football club?
I do enjoy the vlogging, though initially a lot of it was about self-promotion. Obviously, in the job I do, you know, social media is great, Facebook and Twitter and things like that, for getting it out there. If we've got a show coming on, the Blackpool show, selling tickets and all that. So YouTube was another DJ pal of mine said, you know, you should get into vlogging and give it a go, because it's a vehicle for putting yourself out there. So that's what sort of got us into it, and I do enjoy doing it. I find it difficult still talking to camera.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's another angle on watching the game. It's you're in amongst the crowd, and when you score a goal and you're filming it, when you watch it on the internet, on YouTube, you feel, you know, other fans, other different clubs, you know, who you don't support. You see them, they're jumping up, and you feel that excitement in them, and it's a brand new way forward. It definitely is.
You feel part of the crowd, don't you?
Absolutely.
I can imagine. I mean, I've spoke to fans who live abroad, and they say they just love watching the vlogs because they don't get that kind of emotion or that sense that they're a part of the club. But when they watch vloggers, they feel like they're in the crowd, and the crowd goes mental when they score, or when they're getting beat, they feel down and just feel part of the club. And there's the fans that obviously do work commitments or can't make it to the match. You don't get the same emotion on Crest TV or the 30 seconds of highlights you watch on TV. You've got fans who are unable to get to the match through disability or whatever, or because of their background, because they live too far away, because they obviously can't afford it. And again, they love watching the vlogs because they feel part. They're still Sunderland fans all over the world, and they want to be part of Sunderland. And when they do visit Sunderland, they will go to the matches because they feel part of the club.
Can I ask you a quick question? Why are you not swearing?
I'm trying to cut down. I am, because I don't know. I get too many complaints about swearing, so I'm trying to cut it out.
It's a twat.
Complete twat. Oh, well, that's all it says I am anyway, so. Right, Phil, I'm starting a vlogging campaign. I'm trying to get the clubs to embrace vlogging and to allow it to happen. Whether we can meet 50-50 somewhere, do you support my campaign, Phil?
Absolutely, 100%. It's what we've got to do, because they can't stop it. And what annoys me is, you know, I mean, I have stewards now. I imagine the club have been watching the vlogs. They'll know where I sit. And the very first time it happened, I got my camera out, as I normally did, and stewards were on me, and they were like, you can't do that. Comes out to go and see a senior steward, and you know, got a ticking off and all this. And then you'll see other people around you, they'll have phones out, and they're all doing it. And I'm thinking, hang on a sec. And these people are filming the game, which, you know, is copyrighted by the AFL. You know, I'm actually getting the crowd and the atmosphere and things like that. So I'm not breaking any copyright laws. And I just wish that Sunderland would find a way of getting on board, and whether that meant taking, you know, 10 vloggers or whatever and saying, right, you're our official vloggers, and giving us authorization to at least be able to do that. It's free advertising for the club. We're putting it out there.
Exactly, yes.
And even if it meant the club had to see our footage first and authorize it before it was uploaded onto YouTube. So they said, well, yes, that can go on. Well, we don't want you putting that on. Then fair enough. I'd be happy with that. I could live with that. But it definitely needs something. But I'm with you 100%. You know, if we can get together and come up with some.
I'm contacting vloggers from all over the country, from League One and Championship, and there's not many vloggers around in the country that do actually get stopped from the stewards for vlogging. Yeah. It seems to be at this moment in time, Sunderland, for whatever reason.
Well, whenever I've been away, that's why. I mean, I can't get away on a weekend, but midweek games we try and get to all the away games, and we'll go and we've got the camera out, and we get no problems from any stewards anywhere. Touch wood, we haven't had any problems so far with it, and it just seems to be our club what are doing that.
The first time I had a bit of trouble with the steward, it was because I was recording the match and I didn't understand the copyright rules, and I thought because I'm at the ground, I'm live at the match, I'm not like recording from the TV. I was allowed to do it. Yeah. And when he told us, at first I was a bit standoffish. I thought, you know, who are you telling me what to do, sort of thing. But then I realised, yes, so I stopped recording the match. Then I had people from watching my videos asking why have I stopped recording parts of the match. I explained to them that obviously we can't do it through copyright. So then I just started recording the crowd, and then I still got hassled off the stewards. Yeah. And it was like, why? We're only enjoying ourselves. We're promoting the club, like Phil says, and it could only be good news for the club to promote the club, have all these younger fans coming through, because vlogging, these kids are being brought up through vlogging now, and they enjoy doing it. Like I say, Macam FC, massive vlogger, Jude AR, Jackarini, Jamsani, all young lads. These are going to be Sunderland fans for the rest of their lives. And Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven are so with the fans that you think they were allowed, like I say, come together in a meeting, have a discussion, what you can do, what you can't do. We'll meet somewhere in the middle.
I just think the only thing I can think with it, because Stuart Donald was on the case. He messaged me and said, I believe you've been having trouble vlogging. And so I'd said, yeah, I was getting stopped by the stewards. And he messaged back and he said, if that's the case, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Leave it with me and I'll sort it out. And fair play, he was, you know, he had his PA on it. And she got back to us and said that it was the AFL stopping them because of copyright and stuff like that. And I'd like to think that's the truth, because they're open and transparent with us. But I can't help also think that Sunderland Football Club have a YouTube channel. So, you know, we are, if you like, a little bit of competition to them. Though, you know, they've got access all areas where they can go anywhere they want. You know, whereas with us, you know, well, we're in the crowd, they're not in the crowd, really. Exactly. You know, we're so it's and there's enough room for all of us. You know, they can still do their thing. Surely,
I mean, it's only small amounts of revenue it brings, so that small amount of revenue from Sunderland sort of access all areas can't affect anything. It can't really give them. They can't go and buy a new player with it, because it's only a couple of pounds.
Yeah, but they still have the edge, because, you know, they can go onto the pitch and do it. So there's still their YouTube channel is going to have, you know, a lot more. They can go down the tunnel and the fans, and it's, I get it. You know, the fans love to see what goes on behind the scenes. We get that, and they've got the edge over you know, fans who are vlogging. But we also have another angle on it where we're in amongst the crowd, you know, which they don't really have. But who knows? We'll get it sorted.
I enjoy watching the official websites, YouTube videos. I enjoy watching Access All Areas, but like I say, it's a different angle. They shoot from outside the crowd, and it's all slowed down and edited really nicely, but you don't get the same emotion that's in the crowd. You know. Anyway, it's been great talking to you, Phil.
You're a star.
Subscribe to this bloke, absolute legend.
Subscribe to him. He's the gaffer. 4,000 subscribers already. So, but what a star. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, mate. Nice one.
We love him.
See you later. When I got home, I'd realised I forgot to ask wee Phillie a really important question. Phil, how long does it take you to come up with those chants? And do you think of them yourself? And here's his answer.
Alright, so people ask me a lot of the time about the chants that we make up. How long does it take us to do them? Do we make them up ourselves, etc.? So we're doing this little piece for you. What it is we get people, lots of people send us chants, ideas they have for coming up with new songs to get going at the ground. Some of them are absolute tosh and rubbish, but some of them have got legs and are okay. So we try and have a go at them and maybe adjust them and get those off the ground. There are some we do make up ourselves from scratch. How long does it take? Depends. Some come together fairly quickly, fairly easily. Some take a little bit longer to concoct, but you can never guarantee anyway whether a chant is going to work or it's not going to work. Ones where you think, oh, this is great, this should be really good. The Look 09 chant to Sweet Caroline, we thought, oh, that'd be fantastic, that should catch on, and it hasn't really. Hopefully it will in time. But then there's others where you think, and you know, it just takes off. The most recent one, the Stuart Donald chant, you know, goes down really, really well. So that's it, really. Some we make up ourselves, some we get sent to us. If you've got any ideas yourself for any chants, make sure you get them to us. If they're any good, we'll get them up on the screens. We try and get them going in the wheat sheaf, get enough people singing, then, and then we are relying on the fans going over to the ground, and a few of them started off and it catching on that way. Before we do go though, we've got to give a big shout out to the Taffy Mackham, who's obviously from Wales, so he wanted a shout out. So Taffy Mackham, for you it's a you're right.